I saw it before when the lights went down. So I like it that way.
Turn up.
And I'm here too.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. I'm Lante.
And I'm Kassim.
And this is What Type Time.
Welcome.
We have a guest
today.
today.
We got a guest with us today.
I'm Madi.
I was going to say, introduce yourself. What up, Maddie?
Nice to meet you guys. No,
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us.
we just met like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. What's going on? How's your day going?
It's pretty good. I'm waking up now.
Waking up?
Before we had this, I was tired, but we're there.
Okay.
I had the half Red Bull.
What was before this?
Ooh, I had some girl time with the girls of Rec. That was beautiful. We sat at Washington Square Park.
Good.
We relaxed, just
Cool.
talked and caught up. That was beautiful.
I like that.
You know, just working here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is working here kind of stressful?
I can be, because I think, it's a startup culture. I feel
Yeah.
like startup culture, you're learning so much day to
Right.
day that you don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as someone who's like dealt with anxiety and is like trying to move past it, or still have it, but be able to not let it overwhelm me.
Definitely.
Sometimes it's like, okay, what's coming next today? I think sometimes that can be.
Yeah, because it's kind of like random, kind of, too.
Yeah, you have to be
But
always just like ready.
Before we get deep, let's
Okay.
let's talk.
Sorry.
let's first. We big on mental. We big on the mental. So we
Cool.
want to first ask you, like, you had a good day. Seemed like you had a busy day.
Mhm.
But like, how are you feeling mentally? Like, how are you feeling like mentally in this
Ooh.
moment right now?
Ooh.
We're big on the mental. How are you feeling right now mentally?
I feel good. I feel like what's been helping lately is like journaling. I know
Oh.
that's such a like everyone knows to journal, or everyone's been told to journal, but like being able to section out, again, like talking about anxiety, it's so easy to be like, okay, at least it's here. It's not all in my head. I can just at least be able to do that. And then I get some serotonin boost when I can check things off, even if it's like a little thing. Like just catching up on text. When I get a check mark for that, I feel so much
I like
better.
It's kind of like if you have it mapped out, it's not so bad. Because mapped out where it's like, or having anxiety not mapped out is like, I don't know where this is gonna, where the spikes are gonna come from, but now you know, and you can kind of prepare. Okay. I like that. Is that what you do for just Rec Philly, or just working with this stuff, or is that everything?
It's literally everything. And every day in my journal, I have like 4 sections out. I have a section for one internship, the other internship, my personal life, and then Rec.
Mm-hmm.
I do mix in photography with my personal because it's like my business.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Could maybe section out even to 5 if I really wanted to be that organized.
Wow.
Because then it's like easy too, because then I can prioritize my full-time job or prioritize me. I'll put that top, my job, and then those other things can be down at the bottom. So I feel like that helps too, because maybe even my personal stuff, maybe like the internship stuff, maybe it'll only take 5 minutes, but I'm not going to do that at work, because then that shows the priority over it. So I think that's always nice to have like kind of that gradient of it.
That's low-key beautiful, but low-key scary at the same time. and I want to say this because I'm thinking like, okay, because when I asked, was that just Rec Philly, or like, is that everything?
Mm-hmm.
You said it's everything, but at the same time, it's not going on the same page, or it's not going on the same section.
No.
That gives me anxiety right there. It's like I have to.
So she gotta like turn it on and off, like, you know what I mean, like when
Yeah.
she teaches. And but that's what I be telling you before, because I'm like kind of the same way, like.
Right.
I don't actually like probably like set it up just how you set it up, but in a way I do like set up, like, you know what I mean. Okay, because I work at FedEx,
Right.
so I do my FedEx thing, Monday through Friday.
Right.
I got my Cool Kids thing that's only on the weekends, and then you know what I mean, when we do the podcast stuff, that we got set days for that and stuff like that. So I understand like what she talking about with that. It is like a lot, but like I feel like you just gotta turn it on and off, like, you know what I mean, like once you get in that mode, like. I know I'm at FedEx. I know I'm not about to go too hard, because this is somebody else's company. I'm just working. You know what I mean, like that. But like, this is my job. I gotta do what I gotta do. But like on the weekends, I'm gonna go hard, like on my business. You know what I mean? Like it just that on and off mode. So I think that makes sense, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. So I think I can understand that. But let's tell our viewers, like, about Madi, because we saying that you work at Rec and all that, and like we didn't like that's.
You said internships as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's list them.
Okay, cool. So I
I love it.
tell me. Thanks, guys. So yeah, I work at Rec. I'm on the talent team, so it's just educating people about what we do here, networking a lot, just making people feel at home. And then for internships, I work with a small business lingerie company called Goddess Rising. Do some like advertising, photography, little marketing, kind of mixed in within. And then I do like remote marketing for like a UGC content creator. Do that. And then for my own business, I do photography. And then it's like editorial, portrait based. Just like stuff I've never seen before, like shit that inspires me. That's always the goal.
Right. So you're saying you're innovative with it?
I try to be.
Right?
I try my best. I mean, there's once in a while, there's those ones that are a little more simple. Proud of them, but you might get a story post.
Right, yeah.
You might not get on the main. You know what I mean?
I feel that wholeheartedly, yeah. Okay, so 4 different bucket hats that... let's go with bucket hats.
I like
summer,
that.
Right?
Yeah, that's cute. 4
different bucket hats that Maddie's wear, right? Maddie wears. Which one is the most rewarding, if you could pick one? Not the... I'm not going to say the entrepreneur one with your business, because we know that's the one that's your main goal, but what, out of the other 3, what's rewarding for you? What is it giving?
Ooh, well, obviously, I mean, I love the full-time job I have now. I'd say it's rewarding because I started off as an intern, did contractor work for a bit, and I even tried to go to full-time twice. The first time I got rejected, did the contractorship, quit my like management job at the time to really just try to focus on it. And then a year after I got rejected to doing full-time was when I got it. So I feel like that felt the most rewarding. It felt like it was more when I like kind of deserved it. Like my mentality was different, my experience was different. I just feel like it was more like aligned with who I was to receive it then. I think if I got it before, it would have just been like, just not it.
Right. But like cool reward, but not the right timing.
Exactly, 100%.
Okay, I like that. I feel like you just said that. It wasn't. I forget what you said, but the question that popped into my head, right? It's like, real quick, who is Maddie? Before, like, besides, this is what she does, this is what I do, this is what I'm into. Who's Maddie? Real quick. In 3 words.
Ooh.
I'm coming with the questions today.
Charismatic. Outgoing, bold.
I like that.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I agree.
Okay, cool.
I agree.
Thank you.
She was the reason why we started our podcast. She's the reason why we are here at Rec
Look who it
today.
is.
Literally, she gave us a tour at Rec and like, yeah.
She's doing her thing.
Thank you.
Definitely
Definitely doing your thing for sure.
Definitely charismatic for sure. When we met, the energy was
1,000%.
1,000% for sure. And that's why we, are motivated to keep it going, pay it forward type time. But with that being said, all right, so those 3, which are charismatic.
What's it? Outgoing and bold.
And bold. Okay, so what 3 are all those 3 aspects being applied across these 4 different avenues that you're embarking on right now? Or do you have to put on different hats?
Ooh, I feel like it's different hats because with the 2 internships, it's like more branding. So it's of course like trying to like put my own spin into things, but I would never want to be too bold where I'm not acknowledging like all the stuff they've worked upon to build their audience, to have their PR image. I think being too bold almost like takes them off track.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I have to think of them when I'm at that. For this job, I feel like it embraces, like I'm covered in tattoos. I have more tattoos and piercings than I have 30. And like I can be able to show up and however I want to. Of course, with utmost respect, but
for sure.
I have never been, out of the 2 years I've been in private space, I've never been told, you need to cover up, you need to present yourself differently. I've had pink hair, green hair, I've never been side-eyed for that, which is really great. And then for my personal stuff, even if it's more simple, I feel like I can still add the bold, because I feel like if I'm going to take on I'm at a point where if someone hits me up for a project, I can reject or accept, and so we want that. That's like the whole goal, and I can't say that's always been like that. Don't quote me that it's been like that since day one. Like,
no, I remember a couple weeks ago she said that she's trying to get to that point, and I'm glad that you got there.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Thank you.
But speaking of day one, like when did you actually like start? Like, you know what I mean? Like when did you actually like start about all this?
Oh my goodness. I will literally say, and I like talked about this like earlier this morning, like when I started off as an intern at REC, I was like managing a dog store, which is like
interesting.
It's interesting.
It's not REC.
It's not REC. It's not anything I would say like who I am now, but like it was like paying the bills. I was like 19 at the time, so it's like management under your belt, and you're just trying to get experience.
Yeah.
So like that was in 2021, like October is when like things like just like kind of cut it. And then when I started just like working on myself just more visually and like more of my business was like April of last year.
Okay. Cool. With
so
that,
you're young, Maddie. How old are you? Like 21?
Yeah, I just turned 22 in May.
Wow. Wow, you're so young and mature. That's what you're older than me. Guess how old I am.
Oh, we're putting me on the spot.
yeah, why are we doing this?
That's how old I am.
We're putting me on the spot.
No, because I think you're so mature, and to be 22 and like what you got going on, I think that's super dope. Because I thought you was older than me.
Definitely a dope
You
thing.
know what I mean? Maybe like the same age.
25?
25. I'll be 25 at the end of the month.
Oh, perfect. I was going to say 24, 25. I was like really trying to be like...
So I thought you was like my age, like 24, 25. Like,
Thank you.
That was a compliment.
Carrying it
I appreciate that.
very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, you carried
I
it
appreciate
really,
it.
really well.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
A couple things before we wrap up, because this is a quick type John. I was going to say that it's important. I like what you shared, right? The fact that you don't use all three of those attributes of Madi across the board, right? It's split up, time and place for everything, right? And I feel like that's a cool thing that your internships and your actual job and your personal life, they're all learning from each other, and they're all taking from each other on how to move in a different atmosphere. And I feel like that's what an entrepreneur or anyone with a goal or any type of whether that's art or just interacting with people, period, it's a thing that we all need to figure out when we're integrating different types of spaces into one person. I feel like that's pretty cool. Also, you are, like you said, a editor, a photographer, and also we just found out you're a dog enthusiast.
I was.
You don't like them anymore.
They're fine.
Oh, okay. I like dogs too, but I'm also on the fence because that's a long story.
Right.
Different episode for that.
Right.
But with that being said, what is the advice to give to young other people that's like trying to do 3-4 things and still be lit out here?
Ooh.
What do you got for us? Our viewers and listeners.
Well, make sure it all aligns within like where you want to be in life.
Yeah.
Like in 5 years from now or 10 years from now, like my main goal is to always be like cultivating community with like like-minded people to myself or people I can like take inspiration from. So I have to make sure whatever I'm doing is like putting me into that position.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess like if I'm gonna be working with creatives, I need to make sure my experience backs that so that I could bridge those and be able to understand multiple perspectives. Or let's say like I've always been in love with like fashion, so it's like let's do an internship with fashion. Have marketing as a background in case I want to do more visually, and then intertwine photography and how to market with social media. Like all those things, even if they don't pay off in due time now, just to have that skill set for future when maybe things again. We're kind of talking when you're saying like how they all kind of bleed, like to be able to adapt. Yeah.
You preaching. Keep talking.
Thanks.
No, that's okay. Thank you for that.
Thanks for asking.
Anytime. What else do I have? Do you have anything for us? I feel like we don't ask our guests like, hey, do you want to ask us anything? Like, what type of time we on?
Right.
You don't have to, but just think, no. Going once, twice. Okay. No, I'm just playing.
Well, what are your moral reasons for having a podcast?
I feel like for me, right? I feel like I've lived and I've learned, right? And I wish that I had people to be like, hey, I think you should be doing this because I see you possess this or you have this type of future ahead of you. I think if I can just, give you some information or it'll take you a step further. And I feel like that's what I want to do to the youth. And it all started with the question, what type of time, we are on as a people. And you don't really get people to start questioning themselves until you question them. Mm-hmm. What you doing? And it's like, wait, what am I doing? Thanks for asking me. Now I can figure that out along the way. And I think that's what we're doing this for.
And just to piggyback off what you're saying, I think we are helping people in a way. Cause after we brought them on our podcast, they was able to go back out in the field, what they love to do, and they was actually got in motion, actually got to work. Mm-hmm. And the point of doing this podcast for me, what's starting the podcast for me is because we the same age, for real. Mm-hmm. And I feel as young entrepreneurs, I want to push that more, you know what I mean, and help people more in that direction, because I feel that's a big thing nowadays. You know what I mean? I feel a lot of people are afraid of it, and then I don't know. I'm just really big on chasing dream, and that's what I really want to help people, chase. Especially with generations coming up, it's big on the youth. So I don't know, just putting myself out there. I look at myself as a leader, and I think I can help people in so many ways. You know what I mean? And each generation and stuff like that, and that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? We all gotta put that voice out there. You know what I mean? Everybody got something to say, but what are you doing to help? Mm-hmm. So I feel this podcast can help. What I do nowadays is helping. So I just want to do that. That's what I feel like. But yeah, that was a good question.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
That was a good question. Thank
you. So with that being said, we're going to end with this question. You're a photographer, and that's the reason why I think you're so awesome. Everything else you do is awesome lit and everything else. But I love your editing skills, and I love your hand is lit, right? Sure. So with that being said,
where can they find you?
Yeah, that part.